For centuries, the state sold humanity a simple bargain. You pay taxes, you obey the law, you accept the authority of government. In return, the state protects you, educates your children, builds roads, secure borders, enforces justice, and create the conditions for prosperity. That bargain became known as a social contract. But here is the uncomfortable question nobody wants to ask. What happens when one side stops honoring the deal? Look around. Across much of the world, citizens continue to pay taxes, yet housing becomes less affordable, healthcare more expensive, education weaker, infrastructure older, and public trust lower. Governments increasingly tell people they cannot afford services that previous generations considered basic responsibilities of the state. At the same time, something else has happened. Globalization has quietly shifted power away from citizens and toward capital. A corporation can move factories, money, technology, and jobs across borders in days. Citizens cannot. Government compete for investment. Corporations choose where to invest. The result is that many states no longer appear to govern markets. Instead, markets increasingly influence how states govern. The irony is striking. The modern state was supposed to be the highest political authority. Yet today, some multinational corporations possess revenues larger than the economies of entire countries. Technology companies influence public debate. Financial institutions influence economic policy. Private contractors perform military functions. Global consulting firms help design public policy. The state still exists. The flag still flies. Election still happens. But increasingly, people are asking whether real power sits where it once did. This brings us to the deeper issue. Citizenship itself may be losing its meaning for most of modern history. Citizenship was a powerful concept. It meant rights, obligations, representations, and belonging. It connected individuals to a political community. Today, many people interact more frequently with corporations than with governments. Their communications, banking, shopping, employment, entertainment, transportation, and even social relationships are mediated by private platforms. In practical terms, many individuals are becoming customers before they are citizens. And if that trend continues, what happens next? Contrary to popular belief, the disappearance of the state would not produce freedom. History suggests it would produce replacement authorities. Power vacuums do not remain empty. If states weaken sufficiently, society could evolve in several directions. One possibility is a corporate order. Imagine giant firms providing security, healthcare, education, digital identity, financial services, and dispute resolution. Taxes would be replaced by subscriptions, fees, and contracts. Rights would increasingly depend on purchasing power. Society would be organized less around citizenship and more around customer status. A second possibility is something much older. Neo-feudalism. Not castles and horses, but powerful networks controlling territory, resources, information, and security. Instead of loyalty to a nation, people would depend on corporation, tribe, religious institutions, local strongmen, or digital communities. A third possibility resembles the world before modern nation-states. Multiple authorities competing for influence over the same population, cities, corporations, governments, international institutions, private security firms, and technology platforms, all exercising power simultaneously. Sound familiar? In many ways, elements of that future are already emerging. The real question, therefore, is not whether the state will disappear tomorrow. It almost certainly will not. The real question is whether the state is gradually transforming into something else. Perhaps the future will not belong to the government alone. Perhaps it will belong to alliances between political elites and corporate power. Not unlike monarchies and chartered companies once shared authority. The East India Company was not merely a business, it collected taxes, maintained armies, fought wars, and governed millions. History may have dismissed it as an anomaly. It may yet prove to be a preview. And that brings us back to the social contract. Every political system ultimately survives because people believe it serves a common purpose. The moment citizens conclude that obligations remain public while benefits have become private, legitimacy begins to erode. The future of the state may therefore depend on one simple question. If citizens continue paying their side of the bargain, who is still honoring the other side?